and welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here for this 12-minute glute and core Pilates workout. Let's begin on all fours, opening wide through the knees, relaxing the feet, and slowly shifting your hips back and down while allowing the arms to extend out in front of the body for this relaxing child's pose position. We're focusing on our breath here as we inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. I like to think about breathing out all of the negative energy, all of the tension you may have been carrying from the work week or from the stress of life. This is the time to let it all go and give back to your body as we take those breaths in and out, while keeping your forearms planted on the mat. Slowly make your way out of child's pose by bringing your knees back under your hips and extending your legs out behind the body so that the tops of your legs are resting on the mat. Relaxing the feet and beginning with the right foot, we'll bring it into dorsiflexion and up towards our glutes for 2 pulses, followed by a third pulse where we'll return the foot to plantar flexion and slowly lower down to the mat. One way to modify this movement would be to take your forearms horizontally and create a little table for your head to rest on for the remainder of the exercise. As you continue with this movement, we're tuning into our hamstring muscles as they help lift and lower the leg and create a strong mind-body connection for the workout ahead of us. We're here for 2. As your leg returns to the mat here, we'll go ahead and switch sides, bringing that left foot into dorsiflexion and back towards our glutes for 2 kick pulses. I absolutely love this warm-up and how it allows the knee to reach maximal flexion in a safe and low impact way. Again, focusing on our breath here, making sure we're breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And don't forget about that modified version where you can create the table for your head here if your forearms are getting tired. We've got 1 more to go. You're doing great. As we lower that left leg to the mat, we'll bring our hands down towards our chest and safely press ourselves up and out while bringing our knees up to tabletop. We want to keep the wrists underneath the shoulder and knees under our hips. And we'll begin by extending the right leg behind us with pointed toes and taking the leg up and over, thinking about creating a rainbow shape as you go from one corner of the mat to the other. Now these rainbow shapes can be as large or as small as you want to make them. The main focus here is precision and consistency with every repetition. We have about 2 more to go. And as we finish up our last leg rainbow, we'll hold the leg parallel to the ground for a few glute pulses before returning our knee back under our hips and switching sides. Same thing for the other side, extending our left leg out behind us with a pointed toe and creating those rainbow shapes as we go from one corner of the mat to the other. Another thing to think about here is keeping the trunk as still as possible as we bring our leg from side to side. We're here for 4 and 3, 2, and 1. Bringing that leg parallel to the ground, beginning our pulses here. Hang in there with me, we're almost there. For 3, 2, 1, and bringing that knee back under our hips. Go ahead and take a wide stance here with your knees. Shift your hips back and down. Let those arms come out in front of the body. Take a rebound breath here, stretching out the glutes in the lower back. Beautiful job. You can begin slowly coming out of this position, bringing your knees back under your hips and swiveling yourself around to a seated position with your knees bent and feet flat on the mat. From here, arms will extend out in front of the body as you take a large inhale at the top, and on the exhale, tilting that pelvis backward as you slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time, using legs for assistance if needed. Arms will come down to your side and feet will come back a step towards your hips as we prepare for the glute bridge portion of the workout. Go ahead and take a nice inhale at the bottom, and on your exhale, slowly begin peeling your pelvis and vertebrae away from the mat as we drive through the heels and the back of the shoulders to lift our trunk up and into full hip extension. And from here, we'll begin taking the hip through flexion and extension as we lower it down to about an inch above the floor and back up, contracting through the glutes and the quads and really leaning into our breath here as the workload increases. We're here for 3 and 2. Last one, hip comes to extension. We're holding our position here as we exhale, slowly roll down in reverse. Wonderful job on that one. We have 2 more sets just like that, taking our breath in at the bottom, and as we exhale, slowly rolling up and away from the mat, coming into a strong glute bridge position once more. And from here, I'm going to offer a layer 2 option for those that want to increase the difficulty a little bit. We're lifting that right leg up to a 90-degree angle and continuing with those glute pulses from this position here. But if this option is not something you're comfortable with, feel free to continue your glute pulses like we did in the previous set, holding that strong bridge here as we exhale, rolling back down in reverse, giving ourselves a little breath at the bottom before we head into our final set. On the exhale, tilting that pelvis backward and peeling our spine away from the mat. If you joined me for that layer 2 movement, we're lifting up the opposite leg this time and completing our final set of hip thrusts from this position. As you move through this exercise, I want you to think about breathing in as you drop the hip down and exhaling as you extend upward. We're finishing up our final rep here as we hold that strong bridge, return the foot to the mat, and exhale to roll the spine back down. You definitely deserve a break after that one. Go ahead and bring those knees to your chest. Give yourself a few hug pulses here, stretching out the lower back and the glutes. As we prepare for our next movement, go ahead and release your left leg to extend and relax on the mat while keeping that right leg bent. And hand placement is also important here as you hold your right knee with your left hand and brace the shin with the other. Keeping that same theme as we alternate sides and prime our body for the next exercise. Go ahead and switch legs, bringing that knee close to the chest for a nice inner thigh stretch. Releasing that leg and switching sides. Switching sides once more, and from here we'll prepare for the next exercise as I lift my head, neck and shoulders off the ground, and elevate that left leg, bringing it into a hovered position. I'll begin alternating legs, bringing the knee back towards the chest, remembering my hand placement here with the opposite hand on top of the knee, holding that crunched position as long as possible. A modified version of this would be to just lay flat on your back and remove the crunch portion. Knees can come to chest for a little rebound breath as you bring your feet through flexion and extension and pull those knees towards your chest for a lower back stretch. As we approach our final exercise of this session, we'll release our hands from our shins and bring our knees into a tabletop position with arms vertical to the ground. Everything will come back into dorsiflexion, including the wrists. And from here, we're sending the right arm and left leg back, gently tapping the ground and returning to center. Same thing on the other side, sending our left arm and right leg back and returning to center. Keeping the pattern going, stabilizing ourselves through the core, and focusing on the coordination involved in the movement. We've got a few more to go. You're doing great. We're here for our final 2 and 1. Bringing everything back together, squeezing those knees to the chest, crunching up, creating a little ball curving through the spine, rocking to a seated position, swiveling ourselves around to the front of the mat. And that will conclude our session for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll catch you next time.